Hi, welcome to my VMworld CEO Tour, episode number 14. And I'm with Tarkan Maner, CEO of Nexenta. Whoa, wait a minute. I think I already interviewed the CEO of Nexenta. Tarkan, welcome. Tarkan, tell me very shortly, what happened?
What happened?
I interviewed the CEO of Nexenta less than a week ago.
Right.
And now we have to do this interview again.
So you talking to Mark Lockereff?
Yes.
Mark was our interim CEO for the past 8 months or so. And I just joined the company, announcement went yesterday at VMworld as an investor in the company as well as the chairman and CEO.
Yeah, thank you very much for taking your time at the last day here.
Absolutely. For you, anything, Hans.
Yeah, to give me the second interview. Mark, Tarkan, you know this is going to be a personal interview,
sure.
So tell me, who are you today?
Well, as I said, Tarkan Maner, I just ran a company called Wyse Technology in the VDI space, desktop virtualization space, over the past 7 years, 8 years. We had a phenomenal partnership with DELL about a year ago. I was with DELL for about a year, and just over the last month or so, great conversations with Nexenta investors, employees, and team. We decided it's a great opportunity to make an investment and also run the company. Previously, before that, as you can tell from my accent, I'm not from Kentucky. I'm actually from southern Belgium, way south. I'm Turkish originally, and I lived in the United States about 20, 25 years now. Been in the high-tech industry almost that amount, and been in the infrastructure space for the past 25 years with different companies. My background is in engineering management and industrial design and things of that nature. And over the past 15 years, I've been running businesses, companies, and both large companies and small companies. As I said, I've done infrastructure kind of work, storage systems management, security, e-commerce, and the last gig was the great success with Wyse in the desktop virtualization space. By the way, this is VMworld, obviously, and VMware has been one of our biggest partners. I've also partnered heavily with companies like Microsoft, with Citrix,
and still with DELL now.
But absolutely. So DELL is like family, alma mater. Yeah.
Let's go shortly back. You say in engineering in your studies.
Yeah.
Was that where did you do that, and what happened after that?
So my undergrad is basically out of Turkey, out of Istanbul Technical University, engineering management. That's what happened. Then I got my master's, Harvard, MBA, AMP. I spent 2 years in Texas at Midwestern State University in North Texas. Got my MBA there. I've done AMP, Advanced Management Program at Harvard. It's basically a shorter program, like an executive condensed MBA. Spent some time in Boston for that, and bring both engineering, product management, industrial engineering background with business and sales and marketing on top. So that's been my focus from a career perspective over the past 20-25 years.
I know that you like sports. Are you a sportive person yourself?
Big time. I love sports. I play football in European terms.
Oh,
soccer in US terms. We actually play every week. I love the game. I'm a big Arsenal fan in the UK, big Beşiktaş fan in Turkey. I used to like Anderlecht in Belgium. Man, you remember Anderlecht in the 1980s when I was in high school? I remember, great team. I remember Enzo Schifo in Belgium. Great years.
Italian, one of the bigger Belgian players.
It's amazing years. Belgium was a phenomenal football team.
So then, what made you? Did you have job opportunities in Turkey before you came to the US, or did you just come to the US to work?
Actually, I left Turkey right after my undergrad. I spent a little bit of time in overseas, and then came over here to US to get my MBA directly. And after the MBA, I started working. But during
you stayed here?
Yes, I stayed here. You know our world. We're all connected. I travel all the time. I have places, other places. But the bottom line is, I've been in the US pretty much half of my life.
Yeah. Where did you first land in the US? what state, and did you travel in the States?
Good question. I was in Texas, first in Austin, then in Dallas, then in North Texas for the first part. I worked for companies like, after my MBA, companies like Sterling Software, Sterling Commerce in Dallas. Then we did an IPO there, spent some time with companies like Quest in the West Coast, in Southern California. Ran the e-commerce, security side of the business with phenomenal executives at IBM for a while. Then I joined Computer Associates in New York. IBM in New York and CA were in New York. My still cell phone is a Long Island cell phone number for the past 10 years, 15 years now. So I spent a tremendous time with Computer Associates with Charles Wang, who's the founder of the company, in early 2000, early century now. And over the past 8 years, been doing Wyse. Because of the Wyse deal, I moved to San Francisco. And until 2012, I was with Wyse, and then obviously we had this phenomenal transaction partnership with DELL, and been with DELL between Austin and California. But you know how it goes. You're on a plane, right? I'm ashamed to say that. Travel 80% of the time around the world.
So Wyse was already here in California.
Of course.
So you don't have to relocate this time.
Absolutely.
Because your new headquarters is in Santa Clara.
Absolutely. But you know what? We're living on a plane, as you know.
Yes. Well, but you say that you relocate with the companies. You went to New York.
Of course. Yeah.
So let's go to the deal now. What happened in the last time? You had your acquisition with Wyse. You become a VP, you get the scratch again to become a real true leader. How did you become the CEO of Nexenta?
So I'll tell the story. I actually, DELL is a phenomenal company, and we had a phenomenal opportunity, and the DELL is doing phenomenally well with Wyse acquisition and a few other acquisitions like Sonic Wall, Force10, and so on. So we were a lucky group, happy group of these acquired companies. Michael did a great job bringing all these companies together with Dave Johnson at that time, Jeff Clark, Mario Sass, John Smason, my ex-boss from CA actually, he was the CEO at CA. So we built an amazing team. I had a year of service at DELL, but about 8 months into my role, I had with a family emergency. My dad was not feeling well, and I had to go back to Turkey for a while and so forth. So I spent some family time, and that had to lead me to basically leave the company. Okay. So I thought I was going to spend actually a longer time frame with the family, but my family is doing very well, knock on wood.
Yes.
And over the past 5 months, during that process, this what sickness called startup-itis. Have you heard this sickness? Startup-itis.
No.
It's an illness I have. So I want to do another startup deal. Yeah. So I started looking at different deals, and I really wanted to be actually an investor, a VC. I have a little angel fund. I do angel investments here and there. So during that process, Hans, basically, Nexenta came in as one of those companies for an investment opportunity. So the more I started looking at this beyond investment, I said, look, this is fun stuff. This company is really interesting. The IP was interesting. The team is very interesting. The founders, Alex and Dmitry, my Russian brothers from different mothers and fathers possibly. So I felt, hey, these guys have something unique. The product is unbelievable. Team is great.
The time is good.
Time is perfect.
Opportunity is
and
perfect.
By the way, when we've done the Wyse and DELL, one of our biggest areas that we focused on was storage cost. As you know, what I call these 80s style, storage companies with huge investments. They sell tons of storage with old school hardware, and as you know, the margins in a Nordstrom style. The Nordstrom style. If you're doing VDI and so forth, and also the customer goes, Tarkan, I want to do more VDI, but my storage vendors are, the storage mafia. They're costing so much money, I cannot do this stuff. So I was looking for the space to become a little bit more democratized. What's the way we can democratize? Arab Spring, we need a storage spring. So I found, so to speak, Nexenta as this freedom zone. These guys are basically doing the Occupy storage. These guys have this phenomenal idea to bring the cost down in phenomenal IP. I said, this can change the game. So then I started talking to my friends and family at DELL, my friends at VMware, Citrix, talked to Microsoft, few other system vendors. And what we figured out is this space actually ready for revolution, for democracy. So basically, tongue-in-cheek, based on all these feedback from friends, especially, and DELL helped me a lot on this one, some of our friends like Marius, Sam Greenblatt, Michael, and so on, the team there. Hey, look, this actually works. And DELL is a big partner of ours, of Nexenta, as you know. VMware is a big partner, Cisco is a big partner. So all of a sudden, I felt, you know what, this can be revolutionary. That's why I said to these guys, beyond the investment I would like to make, work with the team and the investors. The team has done a phenomenal job. Mark Lukarev in the interim role, he's done a phenomenal job with partnerships and so on. He was part of the Series D investment. So I said, let's do it. Let's take
so
this next level.
Mark already told me last week that actually he's a VC CEO that came in to make some changes and grow the company.
Right.
The changes are, he has done some changes in the last half year. What is for you the most important thing you want to work on first in the next 12 months?
Sure, good question. Look, basically, whenever you do a new company, and this is my 7th, this is now number 8 startup that I'm involved in some shape or form. I love startup environments. On any new company, when you're doing a new company, regardless of your role, the number one thing is analysis and listen. Listen to customers, listen to partners, listen to the executive team, listen to people like you who know the space well, and form an opinion. Based on those opinions, figure out what the gaps are. And once the gaps are done, then figure out the people, process, technology aspects, how to fill those gaps. So the next 12 months is too long, by the way. In 12 months, this industry is going to change twice. My goal is the next 60 days, not even 90 days, next 60 days, next 2 months, basically figuring out what's going on in the space, what are the gaps we have as a business, listen to a lot of customers and partners and employees and the team members, and a lot of partners like DELL, VMware, Citrix. By the way, I always start that process. By the way, it's right now it's almost 2 p.m. I've been up since 5 a.m. meeting, after a meeting.
You actually had your own party yesterday night.
Exactly. Look, there was a reason for the party. That was a big event. We invited 200 people, 450 people showed up. We had a big dinner with about 50 startups the night after. We invited CEO of SoftBank, CEO of Sprint. We had Inventec CEOs with us, and about 50 startup CEOs in the space and around the space. I don't look at only software-defined storage as an opportunity. I think the biggest opportunities here is convergence and the IT democratization. And I think the next 20 years there's going to be a huge revolution. And I think software-defined data center is the tool, is the ammunition, is the platform for that revolution. All this good stuff we're talking about, Facebook, Twitter, all this social media, mobility, all this amazing IT stuff will not happen unless software-defined data center is a reality. Okay. So obviously the people who are not close to technology, they're hearing all these beautiful buzzwords. I laugh when I listen to CNBC and Fox Business News or Wall Street. All these financial guys making these big bets. They have all these buzz terms, iPhone this, or Google Glass. None of those stuff will work without software-defined data center. Okay. None of those stuff. So I believe this plumbing, this infrastructure, this hard work in software-defined data center is, by the way, Nexenta being part of it. Not only Nexenta, all those companies and competitors in this space, innovating. I love those startups. Even my competitors. I talked to many of those CEOs. You mentioned some of the companies in that space earlier when we were talking. These guys are going to change the world. Software-defined data center is the reality, and I believe the storage part of it, the storage side of it, software-defined storage side of it is the key segment which will enable the software-defined data center revolution for the bigger revolution. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm with you, man. And you excite me.
I think I just met the only person at this whole convention that is even more passionate about technology than I am. Tarkan, very much thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And looking forward to what you can do with the company.
Thank you so much. And I heard great things about you now. I know. So we're going to continue partnering. And I would love to also talk to you and the team to learn from you a little bit, your vision, because I know you have some ideas.
We will do that. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Ciao.